Okay, so of the three shows, which ones did you watch?
I actually watched all three of them on multiple times in my life. I've seen every episode of Lizzie McGuire. I've seen every episode of That's So Raven. I don't know if I've seen every episode of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, but I did watch a lot of it.
So while they were on the air, did you watch them like weekly or just kind of whenever they were on?
I watched them whenever they were on. Usually, when I would watch Disney Channel, they always did some kind of marathon with it. So I'd be able to watch multiple episodes in a day. So I felt like I knew what was going on. So if something happened, it was like, oh, okay, I know who that character is and everything.
So can you kind of describe to me where it was that you watched these shows? Like, give me a picture of the room.
I watched it in the living room or my bedroom of the house, and with the living room, it was just TV was right in front of me. I would sit in the chair or on the couch, um, or in my bedroom. I again TV right in front of me, but just laying in my bed. Uh, for some reason, I've always had a weird thing of that I have to hold the remote if I'm watching TV. So the remote's always by me.
That's accurate. I can attest to that. Did you watch these shows with anyone else?
Yeah, I actually watched them with you a lot. Watched them with our mom, and sometimes even grandma would show up and be like, "What are you watching?" and actually sit down and kind of watch, but then she'd fall asleep.
So, how old were you when these shows were on the air? For reference, Lizzie McGuire was the earliest, which started in 2001, and then Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was the latest, which ended in 2008. It's like a 7 year time span that these were on.
Yeah, so Lizzie McGuire, I was probably in like elementary school, junior high. That's So Raven, I was in junior high, almost high school. Um, and then Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, junior high, almost high school. Watching these, I know that just sounds horrible to hear, but I liked them. I thought they were interesting. It was some all three shows were something different that Disney Channel really hadn't done, so it was nice to see it.
Do you think part of it was because I'm younger than you and it was something that I was interested in, so it was like an easy way for us to bond?
Yeah, I think so, especially with Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, because
Yeah.
I know sometimes you really wanted to watch it, and I'm like, no, I don't like the show. It's getting annoying. But like with Lizzie McGuire and That's So Raven, we actually, both were really obsessed with the show and would quote it immensely.
Yeah. So, kind of branching off from that, can you tell me a little bit about the memories you have associated with each show?
With That's So Raven, I remember certain episodes of that. She always, was trying to do something to help her friends, and she didn't care what it did to her. Or like one episode that she thought that she got invited to the dance by this cute guy that she liked, and she showed up looking like a hag, but then her outfit changed into something really cute for the guy that she liked, but then come to find out that the guy didn't even like her. He didn't even want to go to the dance with her. He just wanted to win back his girlfriend and make her jealous. And so I was kind of like, oh, really sad. And then like with Lizzie McGuire, remembering the episode where she befriended this girl that was in seventh grade, and the girl kind of was copying her all the time, and she freaked out about it. She's like, this girl is taking over my life, and she couldn't handle it. And then eventually the girl ended up being friends with her enemy, and Lizzie and Miranda and Gordo were just like, okay, whatever,
Yeah.
you weren't really our friend anyway.
Yeah. And then what about Sweet Life?
Just the fact that like they grew up in a hotel was something really cool because uh, you know yeah, if you've been to any hotel, it's nice to kind of get away and you feel like, oh, this is awesome. I can do whatever I want. And that's pretty much what they did.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were friends with the repairman that had a super weird obsession with their mom was even better. And that they repeatedly told him all the time, no, she doesn't like you. I'm sorry, but we'll still be friends with you. And he was just like, I guess I'll settle for being friends with you guys.
Yeah. So, out of the three, which one was your favorite?
I think Lizzie McGuire was, because she was a little bit more relatable. Like, yeah, that Raven and That's So Raven, she was relatable, but of course, her being psychic, it kind of was like, oh, okay, well, that couldn't happen. But some of the stuff that happened on the show is like, oh, this could happen in a teenager's life. But with Lizzie McGuire, her, having that group of friends and then the drama that stuff that happened with them, and then how quirky her parents were, and then having that younger sibling, it was like, yeah, this is pretty much like everyday life almost for anybody.
So, do you think like those kind of relatable things were what drew you to these shows, or like kept you watching?
Yeah, and also because it was, pretty funny to think of like, oh, if I were in this show, would it be this funny, or like, oh, what, having the younger sibling for That's So Raven and Lizzie McGuire, it's like I don't fight with you as much as TV shows portray siblings fighting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that happens to some people,
Yeah.
but for me and you, it was just like, oh, I hate you. Okay. Oh, I love you. 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
So that kind of was like, I mean, I guess siblings fight, but I'm not part of that, I guess.
So, if these shows were still on the air, do you think you would watch them?
Yeah, it would be nice to see, especially when Lizzie McGuire movie came out, and seeing that Gordo and Lizzie finally got together. It would be nice to see them go to high school and see if they continue to be together and how it would affect their relationship with Miranda, since all three of them were friends.
Yeah.
And see if, if something were to happen, if Miranda ended up dating like Ethan Kraft, would Lizzie be jealous because she always liked him and every girl liked him? Or even, Raven going off to college, would she still be friends with Eddie and Chelsea? And would she still be going through those same shenanigans with her psychic powers, or would she know a better way to fix them? And then like with Sweet Life, because they did that spin-off show where they ended up on a yacht.
Yeah, it was like a cruise ship, Sweet Life on Deck.
Yeah, which I didn't like. I didn't think they should have done that, but with that, since they finished Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and then they went to Sweet Life on Deck, you did get to see them go into high school and junior high and go through those awkward phases, so you kind of got a little bit of closure with that, which I thought was kind of good. But if it wouldn't have been for the Sweet Life on Deck, if it would have just been like, oh, well, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, that's it. It would have been nice to see like, oh, well, now they're in high school. There's this girl that they probably both like. There's that quirky friend, because that's what Disney Channel shows always do. But I probably still would be watching them if they were still around.
So they are bringing back That's So Raven, and she's going to be a single mom, and so is Chelsea, and like her kid is going to be psychic. So do you think that you're going to watch that? Because it is going to give you that taste of like what her life became.
I think I might see what it does, because I know, of course, Raven-Symoné, she's come out as a lesbian, and then with how she's totally done such a huge leap from Disney Channel, not as bad as Miley Cyrus did, but she's proven that, this is me, this is what I always wanted to be. But being a Disney Channel star and having kids look up to me, I couldn't be that. I had to kind of tone it down. So seeing how she incorporates how she is now into the show, since it's still a part of Disney Channel, and then seeing that, because I know Annalisa Vanderpool, who plays Chelsea, I know that they're both still friends in real life.
Yeah.
So seeing that they're both friends in real life, and then the fact that now they get to be single parents, I think that'll be nice to see how they react. Of, are their kids going to be best friends?
Yeah.
And now if Raven's daughter's psychic, now they get to see how she would handle it, and then Raven gets to walk a mile in her parents' shoes of like, oh crap, now I have to tell my kids, like, you can't just go around telling people this.
Yeah.
It's only tell like your closest friends that you believe you can trust. So I think it'll be nice to see how they take it.
So for our last question, how do you think that these shows compare to what's on Disney Channel today?
I hate Disney Channel shows today, honestly. Especially, babysitting Sophie and Harper, our cousins. They love the Disney Channel shows, but also having their parents and then me and you show them like, oh, Lizzie McGuire, That's So Raven, all these older shows, they do like them. But yeah, I think Disney Channel shows have actually gone downhill, that they've shown kids as just rude and obnoxious, and that they think that they can just get away with anything, and that parental figure, if they do have one in the show, they're always goofy or they make them out to be stupid, and I think that's ridiculous. Especially that horrible show, Jessie.
Yeah.
I hate everything about that show, because the kids, I get it that their parents are rich and they're not always there. So yeah, they kind of have a little bit of rebellious streak because they're used to doing whatever they want. But then when, they have a butler who is kind of supposed to take care of them, and then they walk all over him, and then they don't think that there's any consequences to their actions. I absolutely hate it. Hated everything about it.